T.I. weighed in on who he would elect in the presidential election. And unfortunately, he had a few choice words for Hillary Clinton. Now, he was talking to a DJ by the name of Whoo Kid, and he doesn't believe that it's a good idea to vote for a female. Take a look.
Yeah, and speaking of, there is a but.
I can't cast no vote for him.
You going for Hillary Clinton? You know that's a big vagina to put in the office.
I can't vote for. Not to be sexist, but I can't vote for the leader of the free world to be a woman.
The vagina.
Just because there are every other position that exists, I think a woman could do well. Every other position. But the president, it's kind of like, I just know that women make rash decisions emotionally, and later they make very permanent, like, cemented decisions.
See ya.
And then later, it's kind of like it didn't happen, or they didn't mean for it to happen, and I sure would hate to just set off a nuke.
That's what I'm saying.
Because a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. See ya.
Yeah, oh my God. You know what I mean?
And another thing, leaders of other nations, I don't think they could. Yeah. I don't think they could fuck with a woman. They got to deal with a woman.
We ain't going to be able to negotiate the right kinds of foreign policies. The world ain't ready yet.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think you might be able to get the Loch Ness Monster elected before you could. Yeah, and it's not right. It's not right, but I'm just saying I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to T.I. in a second. First I want to address DJ Whoo Kid. Oh, that big vagina. You know, she's got a big vagina. That big vagina in the White House, vagina. Are you a fucking idiot? Like, he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, I got an answer for that.
Yes. And also, listen, T.I. is not making smart comments there, right? But at least let him speak. The entire time he's like, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Vagina.
Right. Okay.
Calm the fuck down and let him speak so we can hear his stupid, ignorant statement and make fun of it later, which we're about to do now.
Okay, look, T.I. was on Pop Trigger. Unfortunately, he said similar things there. But yes. I'm with you. I hated every part of that conversation. But DJ Whoo Kid, for whatever reason, no, I know for exact reasons, bothered me a lot more. I mean, they both agreed, so nobody's off the hook, right? But first, the talk of putting a big vagina in the office. I mean, like, I don't know. It's so stupid that it shouldn't bother me because it's so over the top.
Yeah.
It's a Trump-esque statement, right?
Yes.
But, I mean, look, I'm going to break it down anyway. How come when a male is president, which is every time, they're not like, oh, you're going to put a big cock in the office? But the cock going in the Oval Office, you know what I'm saying? It's oval, and the big cock's going in there, right? How come they never say that, right? Because it doesn't make any sense, and neither does this. And then he turns around and ironically says, well, and the DJ, whoever he is, right, says, the other countries are going to have problems because they'll have a sexist reaction to her. Yeah. You mean kind of like you? Right? I mean, that was the most ironic thing in there, right? Yes. They'll have a sexist reaction to her? Right?
Yeah.
And of course, enormous ignorant of world politics, Angela Merkel, one of the the leader of one of the strongest countries on the planet. Yep. Okay, nobody fucks with Merkel. She broke Greece like a boy, right? And I wasn't on her side. I didn't agree with that, right? Mm-hmm. And I wish she hadn't. But nobody's going around saying like, oh, Angela Merkel, right? And these guys have the nerve to comment about who should be president. Oh, I should take advice from you on who should be president, because it looks like you got this thing on lockdown. Okay, now, to T.I. Okay, this is not the first time he said it. He said it here on the Young Turks network, okay? Mm-hmm. We didn't make a big deal out of it. Maybe we should have.
You know what? We have the clip. It's super short. Let's take a quick look at it.
I feel like women are, rising and coming up.
Amen.
We're kind of going to be dominating the world.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to have a female president.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So the world was shut down once a month.
No. We don't shut down. We go harder at that time.
Thank you, Tiny. Thank you, Tiny.
Okay, so, women get their periods and they're terrible, and so they can't be leaders of the free world. Whatever. Here's the reason why I'm not going to go too hard on T.I. T.I.'s a rapper. right? And just like any other celebrity, they're not politicians. They're not educated on these issues necessarily. And so to take what he says as the end-all be-all or as a representative of all men or all whatever is just wrong, okay?
Right.
And his argument sounds as stupid as someone saying, well, you know, you can't have like a male white president because you know how those male white guys are shooting up schools and shit. Like, that's how ignorant it sounds. It really does.
Wait, can I play the role of DJ whoever here?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, you're right, Anna. You're right. Big cock.
Yeah.
Cock. Right? So, and look, so everybody thinks it's, not everybody, idiots think it's clever to point out women have periods, right? Like, wow, you got them, right? Oh, they're irrational around that time of year. How about men? How about when a man gets a hard-on? Is he acting rationally? How come we never talk about that?
And I feel like
the most irrational people I have ever seen on the planet are dudes who are horny.
Right. And that happens more often than periods, I believe.
Of course, it happens pretty much every fucking day. Okay, look at what Bill Clinton did, right? Look at what Newt Gingrich did. Look Look at what all of them did, right? Because once a guy gets a hard-on, it's over. But we never talk about, like, oh, guy with a hard-on next to the nuclear button. Right? We never do that. It's twisted, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And one final thing, T.I. says that he's a supporter of Trump because he thinks that he'd be good for the economy. He said he'd be good for business. But he wouldn't vote for him because he's racist.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So super last thing on that. He said if he could do for the U.S. economy what he did for business, then, you know, he'd be in favor of him, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't vote for him because of all the racial stuff, but that makes sense to me. Unfortunately, that is a good representation. And that whole interview was a good representation of how some idiot men think, right? A lot of idiot guys think like, oh, yeah, period, blah, right? And a lot of, unfortunately, idiot people think like, well, Trump's good at business. Well, he'll do great for the economy.
Yeah. Except he went bankrupt several times.
Like, okay, look, they're not in the general election yet. So, and the Democrats actually don't have much of an incentive to have Trump defeated, right? But the rest of the Republicans are pussies too, right? Like Cruz with the constant like sucking up to Trump. Oh, how pathetic, right? But in Jeb Bush, they're all so weak. They're weaklings. They attack him with nonsense, right? If I was them, I would pound Trump on the bankruptcies. Are you going to bankrupt the country like you bankrupted your companies? You bankrupted them 4 times. Was it 5 times? 6 times. Why did Donald Trump go to personal bankruptcy 6 times? That'll force him to go, it wasn't personal. It was my business that went bankrupt. It wasn't 6 times. It was 4 times that I went bankrupt. You're a Republican. What do you care about lying anyway? Right?
Yeah.
So you did tweak him that way. And then, oh, but Donald, tell us about how you screwed over your creditors and never paid them back. Never paid back the people who trusted you. Yeah. Are you also going to do that if you're the president of the United States? I mean, break his arm or something. Jesus Christ. Nobody knows how to do anything in politics.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe you should be a politician.
Oh, could you imagine?